Hello everyone. I thought I would pop in before April got too far ahead of me. This is going to be just a very casual video. You might hear ambient noises in my house. So it's just a check-in. The monthly vlogs just are not working for me right now. It's just there's too much on my plate, and I'm kind of too scatterbrained and too scattered to make it happen. So I wanted to pop in because there's a monumental thing that happened this morning. And I thought it would be a great segue into a video. As I change my notebooks, I also have a pile of books that I've been reading that I wanted to share with you. Yeah, and we'll see where it goes. So my second cup of coffee. So good. All right. So I think in my last video, you knew that I had started back to my old original notebook, and I went through all of that and why I love it. It's finished. I finished it this morning. I'm getting ready to move into this one, and I just kind of wanted to do that here with you. This is almost, well, I've numbered the pages that I've written on, and let's see. I've got like a few pages here before I have my pen tests, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do here yet, but I'm stopping here for a reason, because I'm about to answer a question that I want to begin my next notebook. So this has been 373 pages that I've written since February 16th. That's really something, right? So I just kind of wanted to go through how I used it again. It stayed the same. I'm really just content with that, with my system. Like I said in my previous video, I'm starting over with my volumes because I want them to be a sort of a system from this point forward. So this is volume 1, and in the beginning I put a key. I've got 3 different things that I am taking note of. One of them is wool gathering, which is my word for commonplacing. So any words that are not my own are marked with a copper disc. And then this was a course that I was taking, and anything that was done for that course is marked with gold. And then going in this one will be the same because I'm taking another course. And then this is work on my upcoming on the book that I'm proposing in June, so is silver. And then I go right into my index. You can see that I have a healthy index. It's and then anything that's for my book is marked in silver, because I do have a separate notebook for that project. It just seemed necessary that I needed to collect things in one place to make it a little bit easier for myself. And I need a lot more room than I have here. So what I did is I got a larger version of this notebook, and this is just for that. And I've already started with an index and things that I was like the table of contents. I needed more room, you know what I mean? So I've got this. It's going to probably happen here first and then get moved into here, if that makes sense. But it's just because I have this big project and I need to keep it kind of separate. So index has been great all the way up until the very last pages. It's so helpful for me to have this, because now that this is going to get stored on my shelf right in front of me, when I'm looking for something that I remember I had put into my notebook, I can look through here and find out anything that had any kind of importance. I marked in my index. All right. So yeah, I didn't fill out all the pages of the index, but hey, that's good. Almost 3 pages of index. So same thing as always from the very beginning. I have my dashboards from Baumkuchen that I use to plan meals, to have my dated timed appointments, and this ended up being grocery list eventually. And then I mark where this is with a tab, and then I just start. And at the beginning of each day, I write down my list from here and also from things I need to do, and I just cross them off as I go. And it's just been minimal decoration, just enough to make it fun for me. Ballpoint pen or pencil. because that's what this paper loves. And it's just been, here's the next week starting. Sometimes I put pictures in of artwork that I've done. It's just been great. And every now and then I leave this because I don't know why. It's different every time. I think you'll see like every now and then there's a blank page, and I don't know why I do it. It's just a momentary decision and I start on the next page. So it's pretty exciting, really, to see all this work and to feel it. I love it so much. So yeah, so here you see I started with, I started doing grocery lists here and then meals here, but then I eventually switched that over. I mean, and I do, sometimes I draw. I've done quite a few drawings. I'm not going to go through every page, but then you can see eventually I started doing meals here, and then, well, not yet. Sometimes I put in little swatches of paintings. This paper does not like rubber stamps, so if you do a rubber stamp, let me see, where is a rubber stamp? I know I have one here. I thought I did. Well, anyways, it bleeds through on the other page eventually and disappears your writing, so rubber stamps, it does not like that either. At least not the ones I have. Drawing. Okay, so here, menu, and then grocery list. Oh, I never did it there either. Maybe it's just the past few weeks. I don't know. There we go. Grocery list, menu, appointments. All right. So, yeah, just down the line, you know, just wonderful. So I have 1, 2, 3 pages that I'm not using, but I really wanted to start and write this question in my next. And so this morning, I write a poem every morning, just quick. I give myself some prompts. Start to the prompt by Beth Kempton on Substack. That was the word for today. And then I just start writing. And then eventually I come up with something that I like. I'll read this one for today. Tracked through last night's rain, a shimmer of frog prints pressed into earth. Like a secret, the soil remembers, the water remembers, and all morning I feel everything. Mud at my ankles, heart softening to the world, to the very real world. So that was this morning's. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my stickers out of the back because I use these almost every day. And I love to have these nice index tabs to show me where my weeks, you know, how full, like this week was super full, right? Okay, so I will be referencing this constantly. And it's just going to go right in front of me on my shelf on my desk. So here's volume 2. And I thought I would try the narrower version just to see the difference. I think I'm probably going to go back to the thicker one because it'll last so much longer and it's really more cost effective. I'll leave this out. So I've got different sizes of these dot stickers. And then these are my index tabs, so I'll leave that out because I want to start. It's not Sunday yet, but I'm going to put it in anyways, just so I can show you that. So I already sort of decorated the front. I put a postcard of art that I love. It says, it's really hard for me. Let's see. Live with the unknown. I can't read it. I can't read it. Her writing is illegible to me. It's not her writing, it's my eyes. Here's a cartoon or a piece from one of my favorite manga series, The Girl from the Girl from the Other Side. I always name my book Starling. It's the name of my notebook. This is the date I started, and then I just wrote a little verse. In the heart's quiet, the words gather light. And then I started my index. I only gave myself 3 pages of index this time because this is such a short book. Who knows. And then this is going to start today. So I'm going to give myself, today is Friday, so I'm going to give myself Friday, I'm going to give myself a few pages, and then a few for tomorrow because I've got a writing workshop tomorrow actually. And then I'll just make this Sunday. And if it doesn't work out that way, it's fine too. And I just want to show you how I attach these. So again, these are from Baumkuka and they're called the BK Dashboard. It says, not all your writings need to be in a notebook. BK Dashboard evolves around your week as a flexible loose leaf sheet to capture your tasks, appointments, notes, and thoughts that are jotted down during your day. While the outside part of the folded sheet can be used for your to-do list, the inside is dedicated to the days of the week. It's really nice. I don't know how many are in here. A lot. So I'm on my second pack of those, and I just opened it 2 weeks ago. So I just sort of put a few things on here because it helps me open it, to be honest with you. I start with just some washi tape and then sort of put it on the side down here, and that just helps me to open it. It gives me a little just easier to open. I can't explain it. And then I put maybe a sticker. I like these tree stickers. I don't know who made these. I've had these a long time. Washi tape lasts forever. And then sometimes I'll just put that. And then today, this will be the week of, let me grab my calendar. This is the week of the 21st. So I'll put here April 21st through 27th, if you can believe it, 2025. And then this is where I'll write my menu on Sunday, and then I'll fill out my calendar. I usually just put the dates across, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, through Saturday, Sunday. I like to put a little sticker inside. I think I'll do one of these. These are super fun. I don't know. These are made by Moo. I got these at Jet Pens. Like a little film canister you unroll like this, and then you just take the stickers off as you need them. Let's see what, I just use the next one, whatever it is. I'm not, I don't plan these things out. I just like something kind of pretty, but I don't, you know what I mean? I don't really care. I choose stickers that I like, and I just use whatever comes next. Of course, I can't get it off. Sometimes it's hard, and I need these little tools because number one, my eyes don't see. Number two, my fingers don't feel. So I like to use that kind of tool. Let's see what this is. I can't tell. I'll just put it like kind of down here. Oh, it's just a little leaf. It's nice. And then on the back will be the grocery list. So once I have that, it's going to go in here. And it's super simple. I'll just use whatever color washi tape I used here, and I just put a length of it along the side, and I only, put it on a little bit of this. I try to get it even, but rarely is. And then I take this and I put it into the book. So let's see here. So Friday, Saturday, and then we'll put it here. And I tend to just kind of go like that and then try to stick it down in here, so it's somewhat even. I'm sure there's a better way, but this is just how I do it. Yeah, and then I just smooth it out. Like that. And then lift this and cut it. Okay. There is that. That one's a little bit too. All right. So that's it, right? And then I'll put my little tab here. So I'm just going to continue with these. Just grab the next one, and it's just going to go right here. And that just tells me where this is as I go. So this time I'm going to space them out more because I didn't on the other one and they got kind of crowded. And you just bend it over, probably out of frame. Bend it over like that, and it's ready to go. There you go. So volume 2 has begun, and when I'm done with this, I'm going to fill out that question. Oh, it's just, yeah, it's really a nice feeling, I tell you, to have something that I'm not thinking about trying to find something new all the time that works better. It's just perfect for me. And I love how it looks when it's all filled up. All right, so there's volume 2. Now, I wanted to show you a couple other things. My good friend Kitty has been making stickers, and she sent me a bunch of them. But what's really cool, and I love them, I use them every day. She sent me these sort of Zen kind of Sumi ink stickers that she made. I love them. And then she sent me some of my artwork made into stickers. She sent me 2 sizes. Isn't that wonderful? So these are all Japanese tea things that I have. I just painted little watercolors of them. I absolutely adore them. I just wanted to show you that. This is where I keep all my stickers, but not these. These are too big. And this goes in, you know, if I'm traveling or whatever, this would go in my fabric pouch, but same size as that basically. All right, now I also wanted to show you a couple new, I showed you those stickers. Those are from Jet Pens. And I got a few new, what do they call these? Highlighters. I got 6 of them. Let me get to the other colors. I kind of go between peachy pink and bluey green. Right now I'm in a bluey green, so I've got the bluey green in my bag. As far as like colors that I highlight with. Actually, I could use my paper here. Extra pages to show you these. So these are by, you know, my eyes just can't read these tiny things. I have no idea. Well, they're on Jet Pens. Bandai? I can't read it. It says a YE marker. So let's go to some of these extra pages back here by the pen test. I'll show you. So these colors, I don't remember what they're called, but there are only a few colors. I can't read it. They're just very soft and they don't bleed through. And the tip is really flexible. Like it pushes. It's so easy to make a nice line. It's always hard for me. So those are 3 different colors. Oh, I do have more. thought I had more. Those are the bluey greens, and then I got a blue set, but I only got 2. And then I got a pink set. So depending on the colors I'm in the mood for. There you go. But you see how easy it was to make a nice line? That's what I like about these. They're really supple. I think I'll keep the blue ones out now. I like them. All right. I'll just put the rest back. So that's sort of what's new. Everything else is pretty much the same. I'm pencils and different ballpoint pens. I think my most used one right now is the Fisher Space Pen. It's the raw brass with a medium black Fisher ballpoint. It works really well for me. Comfortable. Okay, so that's that. Now, I want to show you some books that I've been reading. So they're all kind of dip into books. None of them are straight through books. The first one I want to talk about is The White Book by Hong Kong. She won the Nobel Prize for Literature. And she wrote the book The Vegetarian, which was a novel, very popular. I did not read it. I've never read her work until this book. And this book was shortlisted for the Man Booker. I'll just read to you what it says, and then I'll tell you what I think. Shortlisted for the 2018 Man Booker International Prize, Hong Kong, The White Book is a haunting lyrical meditation on the color white, as well as a fictional journey inspired by an older sister who died in her mother's arms a few hours old. The narrator grapples with the repercussions of this event and its echoes in her own life while at a writer's residency in snowy Warsaw. In captivating, starkly beautiful language, it's the brilliantly innovative Hong Kong offers a multi-layered exploration of color and its absence, and of the tenacity and fragility of the human spirit. It is definitely a book that you can just open and read, or it does have a sort of flow to it. So either way, I've read the whole book and now I'm just kind of opening and reading. It is breathtaking, and it's incredibly quiet and profound and provocative, and it really has had an effect on me and the things that I've been wanting to write about lately. Because of personal experiences in my life, I wrote about one of them, which was the loss of my son when he was 3 days old, and grief, and how grief can sit beside you, and how it can kind of feel like you're betraying grief when you feel joy. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's heavy, but it's the truth. It's a beautiful book, and if you like very quiet, sort of provocative, very poetic prose, you might really love this. I can't imagine not loving it. It's beautiful. So The White Book by Hong Kong, and I just keep it right here on my desk because I just kind of open it up randomly now and read from it. The next one that I'm rereading is called My Trade is Mystery. This is a book on writing from poet Carl Phillips. This is a beautiful book, and it's just very honest and very real, and just wonderful for someone who is trying to write poetry, but any kind of writing, I think. It's just very real. And if you've ever read his poetry, you'll kind of know his voice, but I'm trying to think if there's a place that I've written so many things down from this book. This was really important to me about ambition. I love this. Prizes are part of the politics that attend art, the way flies attend horses. They ultimately distract from what, as far as I can tell, art is mostly about, the urgency of and devotion to and sheer pleasure in the act of making some form of expression for what it means to be alive in a human body at this moment in time. And he talks about how, and it's exactly how I feel, so it's very affirmative for me, how prizes and juried shows and competitions in art of any kind, it's different to be recognized for a body of work over a lifetime. I think that's very different. But to have a competition between pieces of art is so subjective, right? It really means nothing because it's just the opinion of one or a few people, an assembled group of humans, a randomly assembled group of humans, and therefore subjective and each with their own biases. So I just thought it was really interesting. But anyways, this is a wonderful book. My Trade is Mystery, 7 Meditations from a Life in Writing. He did win the Pulitzer for poetry also. Another book of poetry that I've been reading a lot is my beloved copy of Jane Kenyon's collected poems. This book is not new. It's, this is my first cell phone number, so this is at least 20 years old. When was it published? 2005. Yeah, 20 years old. I got it when it was new. So Jane Kenyon is my very favorite poet. And I would suggest, just if you've never read her stuff, Google her name and read some. She's got some very famous ones, but also there isn't one that I don't love. So I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about her. I think you should. You've probably heard this one, Let Evening Come. Let evening come, let the light of late afternoon shine through chinks in the barn, moving up the bales as the sun moves down. Let the cricket take up chafing as a woman takes up her needles and her yarn. Let evening come. Let dew collect on the hoe abandoned in long grass. Let the stars appear and the moon disclose her silver horn. Let the fox go back to its sandy den. Let the wind die down. Let the shed go black inside. Let evening come. To the bottle in the ditch, to the scoop in the oats, to air in the lung, let evening come. Let it come as it will, and don't be afraid. God does not leave us comfortless, so let evening come. She definitely has a melancholy tinge to her voice almost always. But there's just a beauty. Oh, this is such a beautiful poem. I don't know. She's my very favorite. So I just thought I would mention that because I've been dipping into her quite a bit lately. My cats are having a little tussle, if you hear them. Hey, kids. Enough. Hey. Hold on just a second. Ralphie, be nice to her. No. Come here. That's your sister. Good girl. Okay. Sorry about that. So Jane Kenyon. A very different tone is this by Ross Gay. You may know him. This is called The Book of Delights. It's just a group of essays that he wrote. And it is a book of delights. It's just, they're so fun. And, he doesn't shy away from the hard things. But he always finds the silver lining in a way. You know what I mean? I think it's really important right now to read about the real things and to feel the real things, even the very hard things, but to remain open to joy and finding the silver lining and seeing beauty everywhere. So books like this are wonderful. Here's just a tiny one. Let's just read this one together. Filling the frame. I finally watched Moonlight, and perhaps the most moving parts of the movie to me were the scenes of kids, mostly black kids, at play. I'm thinking, of course, of the dance classroom where the uninformed children all practice their own moves, studying their beautiful bodies in the mirror. Little Chiron going hard, twirling and getting his shoulders into it. And when playing Kill the Man, which they did with a torn-up soccer ball, they sprinted through the dusty field, chasing each other or being chased, trying to put their hands on each other, to embrace each other and roll with each other and smell each other in that sanctioned way, laughing and shouting through the field, laying on each other, holding each other beneath the sun, filling the frame. It's lovely. So Ross Gay is the author of the essay collection Inciting Joy and 4 books of poetry. His catalog of unabashed gratitude won the National Book Critics Circle Award and the Kingsley Tufts Poetry Award, and he was a finalist for the National Book Award. In 2001, Beholding won the Penn Gene Stein Book Award. He teaches at Indiana University. That's Ross Gay. It's delightful. It truly is. And provocative, but just never without this resilient sense of hope. Not the sugar-coated hope, but the resilient kind, you know? It's good stuff. It's not sentimental. It's just real. And then a book that's fairly new to me, but I had to share it to you because I'm just blown away by this book. It's called Cacophony of Bone, The Circle of a Year by Carrie Doctor. Doherty. I think that's how you pronounce it. My Gaelic is not great, if any, but I do like to try, and I think that's how it's pronounced. So Carrie also wrote the book Thin Places, which I have on order. I am so in love with this book. So it starts in 2019, I believe, and it goes through the COVID lockdown. And it's month by month. There's a beautiful prologue, right? And then it goes month by month. She gives the Gaelic word for the month, and then all of the moons of the month from different cultures. And then she writes this beautiful sort of reflections about what's happening in her life and about the month and some poetry, and it's just exquisite. And then she starts a daily diary of the natural world. Here's the first. There's quite a bit on this one. Sometimes there's just a line. But it's definitely a documentation of the natural world in her life day by day. So once I saw that this was how it was being written, I just skipped ahead to April. And I've been reading, well, I'm here. This is the 16th of April. So yeah, I'm in love. I love books like that you can kind of follow through a year. So April is the pink moon, seed moon, planter's moon, awakening moon, breaking ice moon, sprouting grass moon, budding trees moon, green grass moon, moon of the red grass appearing, moon when the streams are again navigable, Paschal moon, fish moon, frog moon, harebell moon, egg moon. And then this wonderful reflection. It's so raw and honest and beautiful. Her writing is beautiful. It's beautiful. She's Irish. And I think what I love, she lives in Ireland, and I think what I love is that she lives not far from where my son and his family live. And so by reading what's happening in the natural world where she is, it gives me a glimpse of what's happening where they are too. And it's not unsimilar to where I am. It's a little bit pushed ahead. Like this is more like the end of April for us, or early May. It is breathtaking. So I highly recommend this book. I don't want to spoil it for you by saying too much, but it is a treasure. And I ordered her book, Thin Places. I ordered a used copy, and it should be here, I don't know, sometime in the next week. So once I get that and have a look through, I will, I'll let you know in the next video. But this, I mean, they're wonderful, wonderful, what do you call these, blurbs? You might know some of these people. Pádraig Ó Tuama. Reading Carrie Nidotari's Cacophony of Bone is like stepping inside the place where poetry comes from. In these pages, objects, time, form, memory, grief, politics, sensuality, and change meet. It's a conversation, a prayer, an address, and an answer. I found myself talking with her as I read. Catherine Mays said, raw, visionary, lucid, and mystical cacophony of bones speaks of the connection between all things and the magic that can be found in everyday life. And you know that's what I'm all about. So I'm in love with this book. I wish they had it in a small little copy that was really thick that I could carry with me everywhere. You know what I mean? It's a little big to carry with me everywhere, but oh, it's beautiful. So those are the books that I'm really enjoying right now. Oh, my knitting. Hold on. I finished a pair of socks. I'm not sure if I showed you those or not, but I started a new pair, and I want to show you those. I love knitting socks. It's like my sweater's on hold. I don't know, it's so big and heavy in my lap right now that I just decided to move to socks. And I got this really cool light from someone. So it hangs around your neck, and you can see your stitches better at night. It's LED. How do you do it? See, it has three things. So cool. So it just hangs around your neck, and it folds up really nicely just to stick in my little knitting bag. It's pretty great. So this is a yarn that I got at my local yarn store. I have no idea what it's called. Doesn't matter because there were only like 2 skeins, and I don't know. It doesn't matter. But there's so many beautiful sock yarns out there. But this pair is for my husband. And I'm having the best time with this yarn. It's yummy, and it's got these little twisted bits that are like rag, like rag wool. And so it just has a beautiful look. He loves them. He can't wait to wear them. So I'm getting near. I've got maybe another 1.5 inches to go before I start decreasing the toe. He's got big feet. And so I'm hoping, because I made them a little bigger than my standard sock pattern, I'm hoping I have enough for the other one. And if not, he's going to have a toe that's a little different on the second pair, which is fine because I'm not buying another ball of this. But it's just delicious. I love knitting socks, and I tried them on 2 circular needles. And while I see why it's great for the heel and the toe, for the rest of the knitting, I didn't like it. It's too much moving my stitches back and forth. I just like to go round and around, and I've been knitting this way my whole life on double points, and you know what? It just feels more natural to me, so I'm sticking with it. So yeah, that's my knitting. I'm a sock knitter right now, and socks are perfect for summer. Although I will say my daughter right now is knitting the most beautiful scarf. She got a gift certificate to Pearl Soho for Christmas. And this scarf kit was on sale 25% off because their yarn is super expensive. And it is basically, I want to say 20 colors of a linen merino blend. It is the most beautiful colorway, and this scarf is knit lengthwise in garter stitch with randomly shifting colors. And so it gradually goes through these 20 colors, like in a row. It is so gorgeous. It's like rosy pinks and peachy pinks into creams and buffs and aqua colors, like sagey, muted greens. It is, wow, beautiful. So that might be something I might try when this pair of socks are done. Yeah, summer knitting is a little different. Like having my big sweater on my lap just is not going to work. Even in spring, it just feels too much. So tiny projects like this that you can carry around in a little bag are phenomenal. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to show you one more thing. I've been writing a lot of little poems in the morning, just sort of getting myself back into the poetry writing feel, right? And so I've been writing them next to little pieces of art that, little scribbles I've made with a colored pencil. And maybe I'll read some to you. Okay, this one is called Reflected, the poem, O quiet unfolding of the heart, shimmer of time made visible, blooming slowly like silver lichen on cold stone. They have nothing to do with the drawings, but it's just good for me to get into the routine of writing small things every day like this, because I haven't written poetry for 10 years or more, and it's what I used to do every day. It was my whole goal in life to be a poet, and I gave it up when I started painting and my career took off. Because it felt like I couldn't do two things at once that were that important to me. And I think as I've aged and sort of settled more into myself, that I'm finding I have the room for both. Early spring, folded into mist, the last mound of snow recedes. A circle opens, a cycle shimmers, winter cracked into light. Sticks from last year's nest, tinted with snow melt, damp too soon for the wren to build. Yet I gather them to weather what I cannot name. I'm going to read that again. Sticks from last year's nest, tinted with snow melt, damp too soon for the wren to build. Yet I gather them to weather what I cannot name. I really liked that one. That's why I wanted to read it better. Cornered by late spring snow, violets rise through pavement cracks without permission. Every shade of new green whispers, begin again. You can tell the time of year I'm writing from, right? I'm looking out my window, basically. Hair raven black tangled in the blades of grasses. Clouds darken in the wide river. I wake from the dream. There is no hiding place. That was directly from a dream I had. Foxfire. And if you don't know, foxfire is this phosphorescent kind of fungus that grows in the woods when it's really damp. Foxfire. Opal firelight in the depths between black branches. Fragile, flickering, I knelt and leaned in to where I once belonged. Before it is named, I took it in to my mouth, not out of defiance, but because I remembered what light feels like before it is named. What I could not swallow fell into my hands. Not bread, not body, but something round and glowing and full. Moon. That was a dream also. Trout lily. Masses of trout lilies push through dark earth. Two leaves like pricked ears of a white-tailed deer. The yellow flowers turn toward even the palest thread of light. And still, nothing that blooms can stay. I didn't see the web until the goldenrod fell. Silken filaments bowed like a hammock in heavy rain. I saw her climb out of the tangle, start up the next stalk, begin again. I thought, weathered shears in the air. That actually happened. I was walking and I was trimming like dead stuff in rose bushes, and I accidentally destroyed a spider's work from the whole night. And I saw her just crawl up out of what fell and crawl up the next stalk and begin again. Forsythia. Late spring snow again. A wren finds the yellow bush still open to her as I face white silence of a page not yet begun. And that's truly looking out my window at the forsythia and seeing the wren tuck in for cover when it was snowing last week. The forsythia is still blooming, snow on every petal like a silence not asked for. And I stare at the white page as if it too might hold me, might open, might bloom. This was another spider one. Actually, I have a daddy longlegs who, for most of the winter, lived up in the corner of my bathtub ceiling, and when I took a bath, would climb down the wall and sit at the edge, like keeping me company. It was actually so dear, and I don't know. So I wrote about it. A spider sits in the corner of the tub, sheltering. Outside, ice takes down another limb, another. How small the violence of the world can sound. Oh, that one I already read. A bowl of rainwater bathed in green light of new leaves. I wash my hands as if this could cleanse the ache that blooms with every lilac. Bathed in birdsong, the field forgets its silence just for a moment. I step through last year's grasses, soft with what might come to be. I've got a lot. I hope you don't mind. You can always stop watching. I just thought I'd share them because they're just, they're just in my notebook. No one will ever see them. So, a spoon in the sink catches the morning light. Not a word is said. Still, this silver glimmer holds the silent ache of your name. Brown wren on the branch inside the haven of hazel. White feathers descend. Still, she lifts her face to sky. Snow on snow on snow. Beneath the hawthorn, a wind-scattered nest lies still, but one red thread clings on, soft as a whispered promise, tied to the edge of silence. One black stone, one white, rest in the bowl by the door, like night beside day. Grief does not cancel wonder. They walk hand in hand through deep snow. That's it. So I just thought I'd share them. Who knows? I'm just enjoying it immensely. I have missed writing poems more than anything, I think. And I missed it for years. I just never felt I had what it takes to put my whole heart into more than one thing. And with poetry, it is my whole heart. It's just when I was writing and publishing, it was my whole heart. This was my first chapbook. I keep it here, Unweaving the Nest. This was I published this in 2008. That was my first one. Anyways, I'm back. I'm doing it again, and it's just something I have to do. So, all right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. As always, I love to hear your thoughts and what's happening for you and what you're writing with and what you're reading and all of those things. It's great. It's great for that. I love to read your comments, so please leave them. Also, join me on Substack. I have no paywall on my Substack. I do have a free will offering. You can join for $6 a month. I write a lot there. I publish at least once a week. I share notes. I share my artistic processes. I share poetry. I share a lot. I'll leave a link for it in the description box of this video. I welcome you there. It's my favorite place to be, really. It's been wonderful. The community is wonderful. I don't really get spam or, I don't know. It's just, I don't see anything I don't want to see. And if I ever do, it's getting bigger, so I do see things sometimes. I can just block it and I never see it again. It's been really a wonderful haven. It's a wonderful space to discover long form writing and short form writing and beautiful images and beautiful videos and some really creative people that are out there doing their best in the world. And maybe you're there too, and maybe you want to be there, and maybe you have things to share. And I hope you do, because we need it. We need all the beautiful voices out there. Everyone has something different to share. All right. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Take care.